Hi, I'm Stephen Eckert. I own Eckert Photography. I'm the photographer for it, as well as the owner. Basically, what I do is I do a lot of nature shots for people, anywhere, friends, family, anyone who wants something cool, something unusual from nature, for animals, just overviews of nature. But I also do portraits for anyone who wants to, whether it's them with themselves, family, friends, or even with your pets.
Now with photography, in your field, who is the biggest influence on what you do today and what got you interested?
Well, my biggest influence is probably remembering back when I was a child, and my dad would have always had his film SLR, and he was always taking great pictures at the zoo, fireworks, things like that, and he's got some pretty cool shots. And what got me into photography is when I started working at the photo lab at Meyer. I had an opportunity to buy an older SLR at a really great price from my boss, and I took the opportunity, and the more and more I shot with my camera, the other one, I got better, and I just fell in love with taking pictures. Especially the biggest opportunity I had was just all the parks around here and just being able to go and shoot on a daily basis or a couple days a week.
So Stephen, what is the hardest thing that you have to overcome when you get the shots or the image you capture within your photography business?
The hardest part is probably finding people that actually want the image, because there's so many people out there that think that if you buy a good camera that you get a good picture, and they'll just use their own images. But it really takes knowing your camera, knowing lighting, and knowing the angle that would give you the best picture to get a solid picture that's great for anything.
Alright Stephen, so the number one question is, if I were to start out taking photos, what's the best advice you can give me or someone else?
For someone just starting out, my biggest advice is learn your camera. Learn the settings, especially manual, aperture priority, and shutter priority. Learn lighting, because the photograph is basically all about lighting. If you don't have good lighting, you don't have a good shot. And the last thing is just go out and practice.
What about the rule of thirds?
The rule of thirds is nice. I implement it as many pictures as I can. But it's not always all about the rule of thirds, especially if you want to get an artsy shot. Basically, shoot to how you gotta be happy with your own work. Don't necessarily stick to traditional rules if you want an artsy kind of shot. Things like portraits and that, yeah, make sure you get the good lighting and everything. But yeah, definitely, rule of thirds is definitely good. It's definitely a good thing to use.
All right, Stephen, could you show me some of your own personal work?
Yes, I can show you some of my personal work. Like I said before, I do a lot of nature shots. So a lot of these are going to be animals, things like that. Geese are really cool. Catch, not so interesting when they're sitting. But with this one, you got really good depth of field where the background is not in focus, yet the goose is nice and sharp. If they wanted to hire Eckert Photography, how they would contact me would be either through my personal Facebook page, Stephen W. Eckert, or through Eckert Photography's Facebook page, which are linked together. The other way they could contact me is my email account, swechard@gmail.com, or directly at my cell phone at 567-225-9394. Any of those ways would be the best way to get a hold of me if they wanted to hire me.